Tinubu during the party's presidential campaign rally in Abeokuta on Wednesday, in which he alleged that the powers that be were behind the fuel crisis.
Hello,
and the scarcity.
According to your time, welcome back to Learning Sticky. Hope you guys are doing well. Please, if you are seeing my channel for the first time, don't forget to subscribe and kindly hit on the notification button, and also share this video and like and leave your comments. So guys, why am I bringing you this video? You can see the way I'm posing, because it's something that I'm really trying to comprehend. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to know what is really wrong with some Nigerians, and I'm trying to understand who Mr. Tinubu is trying to manipulate this time around. So according to this updates from Arise News, where it says that according to allegation, I didn't say bill, say some people then they try make them do waiting they call rubru for the new naira notes because of the upcoming election. So me no come like na me con they use my mouth, con they talk the things. Mona your hearing from the horse's mouth. Mona for understand say this is the time, but I don't understand. May I ask you one question before I round up? Some Nigeria youth, are they sick? Are they sick? Please watch out.
The new Naira notes to scuttle the election. Tinubu, while addressing a mammoth crowd of APC members and supporters at the MKO Abiola International Stadium, described the forthcoming election as a superior revolution that will usher in a new government, adding that the crisis was artificially created to discourage people from...
Babe, I love you. You know I love you, right? You love me, right? We love each other, right? Let's just do this.
Damn, how many? You love me, right? Huh?
Voting for the APC, and that they will use their PVCs to take over the government.
As of for you, lady now, I don't want to let one sabotage, one sabotage. Epo, arepo, alepo, arokada, tricycle, amalodibo, amawole, amawole. A superior revolution. And when I tell you, you know what I mean. You know me. Ẹ jẹ́ kí fún àwọn náà mọ̀ bí wọ́n kó sí. Ẹ kówó pamọ́, ẹ gbépo pamọ́, ẹ gbé náírà pamọ́. A máa dìbò. A máa wọlé. A máa dìbò.
Tinubu has created another slogan. Amawole, Amadibu. I love it. I'm learning Yoruba every day. But let's take these reactions before we discuss. Well, this is from Adenakan, who wrote, Tinubu just made a mockery of himself, Buhari and the APC. How can you say you will take power from them, that is the APC? Say they have started using fuel scarcity trick again. Who are they? APC? He said even without fuel, his fans should get their PVCs and vote them out. Who are they? The APC. Well, Akinsola wrote, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu speaks with confidence and he faces his challenges professionally. Oil marketers are trying to sabotage the government. We will overcome. All of you. Nigerians will vote for Mr. Solution. He has done it in Lagos before. He'll do it for Nigeria. Hashtag Tinubu in Ogun, the famous Ogun state. Well, APC's director on new media of the PCC, Femi Fani-Kayode, echoing Tinubu, said, whatever your plans are to scuttle this election, whatever through new Naira notes, fuel scarcity, or creating an atmosphere of fear and panic, you shall fail. The cat is out of the bag. We know the plan. We know who you are using. We know who is behind it. We know what to do. Well, I wonder what they know.
Will you vote whether there's fuel or not? Hungry revolution. ẹ ti ẹ̀ dákẹ́ ẹ bá mi sọ fún àwọn àgbàlagbà tó ń wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ mi kan ọmọ jẹ́ kí n sọ Tinubu.
Let me continue. While reacting to Tinubu's comments, author and activist Reno Mokri posted a video of President Muhammadu Buhari responding to the CBN's cashless policy and its newly redesigned Naira notes when he was in the United Kingdom last year. Well, Reno stated Tinubu's anger with the president is because he realizes it's game over and that he will now have to struggle for second place in the election. Let's take a look at that video.
This change of currency, I think there will be people a lot of money. But time has been given from October to December, 3 months. Is enough, whatever money you have, to get it changed through a legal system. So I don't know why people are complaining about it.
So despite the complaint, there's no going back on the policy?
No, there's no going back. There's no going back. My aim is to make sure that Nigerians believe that we respect them as an administration. So Nigerians should vote for whoever they like from whichever party. Nobody will be allowed to mobilize resources and thugs to intimidate people in any constituency. That's what I want to go down into Nigerian history for.
Well, Dr. Vati, other PDP members have responded to Tinubu's, what should I call it, outburst in Ogun State. Frank Shaibu, Atiku's media aide, also stated that, Tinubu is using this false scarcity and the newly redesigned Naira notes, as an excuse for his imminent defeat at the polls. But I wanted also to address one of my other tweets. Could Tinubu be referring to the oil marketers, like one of my Twitter users, made reference to? And also, I'd like for you to, respond to Femi Fani-Kayode's tweet there, where he says he knows, they know who they are.
It's good you brought up the statement by Femi Fani-Kayode. I raised the point earlier that we were hoping that perhaps, the Tinubu campaign will come forward and say this is a case of misinterpretation, mischaracterization, and misrepresentation. But shortly after yesterday, we had Femi Fani-Kayode coming up with that tweet and saying, we know who they are. Yeah. We know what their plan is, and we are ready for them. We know what to do. We know who's behind it and all of that. Okay, I think these are critical questions that the Tinubu Shetima campaign and the APC Presidential Campaign Council will still have to answer. Who is behind it? What is their plan? And what do they intend to do? Apart from saying we should trek on election day if we can't get, tricycles to go and vote and serve their own purpose. However, even if we say it's innuendo that the APC presidential candidate stayed with, because he didn't mention Buhari's name expressly. But he said the powers that be. Yeah. Who are the powers that be in the country at the moment? The APC controlling government at the center. Fuel scarcity, Naira redesign. These are issues arising from state policy, either omissions or affirmations. So it's not marketers. Marketers are not the ones behind the fuel scarcity. In fact, left to the marketers, they would rather have fuel so that they can do business. And they make specific points about what they want. Yeah. They want food deregulation. They want access to forex. They want monopoly broken and a level playing field, given. So those cannot be the problems. Because I made the point yesterday that Dapman, Ipman, Moman, they are not members of that committee that has been set up that the president is chairing. The same day that the Buhari administration announced that they had set up a committee, it was an issue for the party's presidential candidate in Abeokuta. And we made the point that this is very strange. This is the first time that I have seen, I stand to be corrected, in Nigeria, that the presidential candidate of a sitting government will throw his own party, not just under the bus, under the train, because trains have become very notorious in Nigeria now. The trains are worse than the buses. Yes. The buses are still functioning. The trains, you just carry the party, the government threw them under the bus. I'm surprised that Garuba Shehu, maybe he has not read the news. You know, I'm surprised because by now we expect that Garuba Shehu will have come out.
Yeah.
No,
You know, instead it's the PDP that is defending the president. It's the Labour Party that is defending the president.
Not going to come out.
Very strange. But I repeat the advice that I gave later on, that maybe until this election holds, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's handlers should stop him from going to Abeokuta. Because it's like each time he goes to Abeokuta, something dramatic happens. You know, I don't know whether, you know, I don't know what is responsible for that. You know, but the other time when he talked about, no, we have good water in Abeokuta. Please, don't put down an important city that produces presidents and geniuses on a routine basis. So you know, maybe he should stay away from there, you know, so that it doesn't trigger that reaction. And then the people who were around him, they were laughing, they were echoing him. Look, psychophancy should not be a political strategy because intelligent people can see through it. They should engage their candidate and tell him that, look, certain things should not be said because you don't erode whatever gains you have made. But of course, President Buhari, I don't expect that personally President Buhari will respond. After all, he came to Lagos, he commissioned rice mill, he commissioned train, he commissioned everything. He didn't say a word. But you have him on tape here saying that Nigerians should vote for whoever they like.
Whoever they like.
And we've been told that the fit and proper persons under Section 131 of the Constitution and by the assessment and estimation of reasonable and right-thinking members of society should be the person that should be voted for. So the choice is yours as a member of the electorate. I don't know whether you have a PVC. I'm also not too sure. Maybe you'll be on duty on election day. But those who are not on duty, if they have PVCs, you make your choice. And it should be an informed choice.
Absolutely.
Nobody can dictate that to anybody. The president has said, vote whoever you want.
Absolutely, and that's where I'm going to take it from. You know, the president's comment in London when he talked about the fact that people should vote whoever they want and that, you know, the cashless policy was going to stay and that he wouldn't want any thuggery during the election. People are saying, you know, this is another Ogun moment, our Ogun moment, where he goes, Emilo Khan, like it is my turn, and he is fighting back.
There's a lot of inspiration.
Saying he's fighting back.
There's a lot of inspiration in Abeokuta. Once you drink Abeokuta water, you're inspired. And Dr. Abati, I'll prove you wrong. I think it's in the water. Okay. Can't you see that Chief Olusegun Obasanjo was walking over how many kilometers the other day at the 100-day celebration of Abeokuta? So it's in
Did you see his football game
I saw his football game. He scored goals.
Yes.
So it's the inspiration, the bold inspiration of our mom.
No, he did not only score goals.
Was it a hat-trick?
Yes.
It's called a hat-trick.
And this is the January transfer window.
You see?
Please, maybe your team. We need
Chelsea
Baba Obasanjo to come and rescue your team.
Come and rescue you because we are not scoring goals. But please, two things we should never do. It's not about Mr. Emefiele. Please stop hounding the CBN policy. The policy is for the betterment of all of us.
Yes.
There are challenges and teething problems, but stop attacking it. And it now shows politically the people that have been affected by the policy. Because it's Oji, when I press your neck, you will cry, isn't it? Just policy. The termination date of policy has not even started. People are already shouting. He said they hid money. I don't know who's hiding money. Maybe there are billion vans and everything everywhere for people can use to transport money and they can have proper GPS. So who is hiding the money? Who is hiding the fuel? And it's very obvious. And
but Femi Fani-Kayode says they know who they are. So we need to
them among themselves. They know who they are. Okay. They are the politicians among themselves. They know the games they are playing at the expense of Nigerians. Isn't it amazing? And that's why I want, please, he has to still go to Abeokuta once more. He has to go and speak again.
To bring another
we need to hear more.
We can't have enough of it.
It was in Abeokuta we heard that Buhari cried. That Olule. Osukun. Lori television.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love my
So it is in Abeokuta too now that we are hearing that so he has to go back again so that we can hear more.
Okay.
And may they speak more. And then they can't reply now because they all know what's going on. I'm happy that Nigerians are seeing all of this with the political class, and they can make their inferences. Please, Baba, Abekuta Kekon, it remains one. Please.
Ayo.
All right. I mean, I'm glad you mentioned and brought in the perspective of the Nigerian people.
Yes.
When things like this happen, true winners are the Nigerian people.
Yes.
Because, you know, they say when two elephants fight, the grass suffers. In this case, when two elephants fight, in this case, the Nigerian people are able to truly assess the candidates and make an informed choice. At the end of the day, you know, we can laugh about these things, but these are serious issues that we would use to analyze who should be the best candidate for us as the next president of Nigeria. Talk about, and I'll just take one statement from what he said. We know that when politicians go to the campaign grounds, they make very flowery promises. And sometimes it's difficult to decipher which is a promise, you know, which is just trying to play with the emotions of the people. One of the statements that he made yesterday, beyond all the things he said about sabotage, was that he was going to bring down the price of petrol. That once he gets into government is going to bring it down. They're asking for 200 naira, part of sabotage. Then you begin to ask the question. In his manifesto, he's given a stance on what he would do with regards to subsidy if he does become president. And then he's now saying that he's going to bring down the price of petrol. How is he going to do it? When you make promises like that, then you're telling the Nigerian people that perhaps we shouldn't take what you speak or what you say at campaign grounds very seriously if you're speaking from both sides of your mouth. So that's another aspect that we must begin to, you know, microscopically look at and see just how truthful these people are to us. But again, with the Naira redesign policy, we can see now how much of an effect it's having, aside from the other parts of, you know, the economy that the CBN governor identified, including reducing inflation or bringing down inflation, is the impact it would have on our next election.
Well said, Aya. All right, then. We shall take another story. On Wednesday, young voters trooped to the streets in the Etiosa local government area of Lagos State to protest the lack of permanent voter cards at the Independent National Electoral Commission office in the zone. The protesters carried placards, chanting songs saying they need their PVCs. Subsequently, a video showing frustrated voters at an INEC office in Oluyole in Ibadan lamenting that INEC has refused to release their PVCs has made the rounds on social media. Let's take a look before we come back for a discussion.
They are out. They are out. They are fighting. They are fighting people. Can you see that? Can you see that? In Oluyole, yeah, in Oluyole. Yeah, in Oluyole. Any copies in Oluyole. I've seen it. Live. Live.
I think we have been talking about this situation for quite some time now. This is completely unacceptable, what's happening in Ibadan there and the office at Etiosa. Dr. Bati.
Well, we've seen similar spectacles everywhere, not just in Oluyole in Ibadan or Etiosa in Lagos, in other parts of the country. People protesting that they've not been able to get their PVCs. One, you can't vote without the PVC. It's the only, means of identification recognized by the beavers that is being introduced. If persons do not get their permanent voters cards, they will not be able to take part in the exercise. And it's even more unfortunate that there are persons who are saying that they will commit suicide if they are not allowed to vote with their identity cards in this election.
Yes.
It's not identity card or driver's license that is required. It's that PVC. Some people have gone a step further that going forward, maybe what we need to do is to harmonize the registration process so that, look, with your BVN or your NIN card, you can do
absolutely
a number of things, including voting at elections.
Especially the NIN, where you have that process with the thumbprint.
Yeah, once you have your, so that you centralize it as is done elsewhere. But we're still learning. Nigeria's democracy is still a learning process. The second thing is that it's an embarrassment to the Independent National Electoral Commission that says it is ready, it is prepared. If people cannot get their PVC, then INEC is not prepared. The third part of it is that people are reading ethnic meanings into it. Some people say they are being deliberately shut out because they come from particular parts of the country. The fourth part of it is a complaint about the ad hoc staff of INEC who have been accused of trying to collect money, or munamuna, as they call it, from people before they give them their PVCs.
Right.
INEC has to address that within the short window that is available. How they go about it, is something that they have to put their own thinking caps on and ensure that people are not deliberately shut out of the process. So that people don't commit suicide, so that people don't resort to violence, because in some parts, these protests have, degenerated into violence.
Yeah, INEC cannot disenfranchise voters. They have to vote. We'll take our final story in Delta State, where the governor of the state, Ifeanyi Okowa, unveiled several projects on Wednesday in the state's capital, Asaba. The projects include a multi-million naira recreation hub called the Mariam Babangida Leisure Park and Film Village, a 152,000 square meter tourism and entertainment center, which the governor says will solidify Delta State as the creative capital of Nigeria. Other projects include the Model Technical College and the Koka Junction flyover and interchange. The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, was at the unveiling ceremony to commission the projects.
Congratulations, Governor Okowa, for this very huge development that you have undertaken. So it is my singular honor and privilege today to commission this flyover and interchange for the benefit of the people of Delta State in particular, and Nigerians in general who fly over these roads. And I hope some of our governors present here will also take a cue.
Well, that was a successful event yesterday in Delta State, again, my state. And I thought that Atiku Abubakar's point about other governors, taking note with all these, projects that were unveiled. The other day we talked about the floating market in Delta State. I love the idea of creating more jobs for our people. Congratulations again. Well, thank you all for your great analysis, as always, on What's Trending. That's all I have for you on What's Trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.